got anything about you, mate? Because we're all wondering.
I always struggle when people say like, "Oh, tell us a bit about yourself." I always struggle because
you're boring.
Wow, that looks really cool.
Great, that neon sign looks so cool.
Is that a studio space for us?
It is. All of that for us.
For us. Wow.
Welcome to this week's episode of 2.5 Friends with me, Dan Lawrence, newly single.
not my choice.
So it doesn't matter.
I'm Jono, and he's irrelevant.
That's it. We're gonna reshoot this.
Probably not Rocky. No.
It's Ricky. There you go, episode 2. Here we are. God.
We made it.
Oh, first time taking everything.
We made it.
We made it.
We made it to episode 2.
We made it 20 minutes after our first episode. Right, before we start, I've got a little...
Before we start, we're 5 minutes in.
Yeah, no, alright, move forward. Look, fucking...
Mate, I
lose the weight, Ricky.
Mate, I literally can't.
These I saw in the shop, and they are by Kim K, which I assume is Kim Kardashian. And they're energy drinks called... I can't actually... I don't know what...
Alani.
Alani?
Thought it said anal. Definitely was anal.
Kimade flavour.
Yeah.
Which I don't know what Kimade is, but I thought we'd try these. So I know you're watching your weight. And these
Kanye would know.
sugar-free.
No, that's fine. But also, if this...
Ray J.
Oh, this is going to be absolutely beautiful. Oh, it's just...
Oh.
See,
So, you
that's
know
the
what?
ASMR element.
Kim's crack is definitely 10 out of 10. That, I'd say. Well, that is nice, isn't it? Fucking hell. 140 milligrams of caffeine.
That's quite nice.
It's quite late.
It is it's good 9 o'clock.
I am going to be absolutely buzzing off my nut.
Oh, sugar-free, handy.
It is sugar-free, that's what I
No,
thought.
that's fine.
So, episode 2.
Episode
We don't
2.
know what we're going to call this yet, but it's getting to know Ricky.
Okay. Oh,
Can we not call it Alani?
that's it. Yeah. Yeah.
Again, you're off the creative committee.
That's it. Yeah.
You have one job.
Getting to know Ricky. Okay.
You have one job, and it's
like
being
it.
funnier than Ricky, which normally you breeze through that.
Yeah. No,
All
he
right.
does.
Getting to know Ricky. So, Ricky,
Yes. Yeah.
have you got anything about you, mate? Because we're all wondering.
I always struggle when people say like, "Oh, tell us a bit about yourself." I
Yeah.
always struggle because
Because you're boring.
That's why I did it, because on camera you said I hate it when people say,
I know.
Tell me about yourself. You know, I've got nothing. You need to ask me questions. That's why I purposely said, tell me about yourself.
And then we ask you a question, you don't know anything about yourself. You're the only one who should know. We don't know.
Yeah.
Tell us, we need to know.
like I'm not particularly well travelled.
We can tell.
Yeah. That's
That's because the windscreen wipers on your car don't work, so you can't travel too far because it's winter.
That's why we're doing episode 2 now, because you can't drive home yet, because it's raining and you're
That's it. I just got to stay here until it subsides. Yesterday was fun because it was snowing. That's like a mixture of like everything my windscreen wipers can't take. But yeah, oddly expensive to get that fixed as well, because it's not the fuse, it's not the wipers, it's like the motor. So it's going to cost a bomb just after
no one cares
Christmas.
about your financial problems.
Mate,
Okay, no,
honestly.
that's fine. That's fine. Moving on. Yeah, so not really much about me actually. So short episode. Short episode.
So that's
Thank
it,
you for
done.
tuning in, guys. 2.5
Okay,
grand.
so let's. I've got some questions then. So
Nice.
you're quite. You've obviously set up all of the tech stuff because we don't know what we're doing and what's we don't. I barely even knew what this was. I actually thought this was the other way around. But anyway, it's a whole other boring story. But you
fine.
seem to know loads about the tech side of it, and
Yeah.
so tell me why you know that. It's like that was a fancy question. Like we spoke about that off camera.
Yeah. In the business, as you may know, they call that a Segway.
Okay.
There we go.
Isn't it like a scooter?
Yeah, kind of. So basically, back at school, I was in a band from like year 9 onwards. I played bass.
Can I just stop you there?
Yep.
Because I've just remembered the first time I met you. I interviewed you. You've just reminded me of something, which and you took a risk, which paid off because we're now friends.
Okay. Just can I interrupt? That's the first time you've ever used that as a. That's like when the first time when you a girl tells you they love you. You've just openly said in front of, I don't know, let's say 10 viewers. Let's gamble.
Yeah.
That you are friends.
Yeah. I mean,
Use that.
I mean,
That
for
is-
the sake of this, I don't think
What a moment.
You know, horrible.
How does that feel?
You know,
It felt exciting. Just whilst we're talking about girl saying I love you for the first time, that happened with me and my girlfriend, Vicky, during...
She said we're friends.
No, during sex, right?
Oh, okay.
No, which I think is probably
lovely.
the biggest
That's nice.
compliment. And she went, I love, and I shouldn't have interrupted.
oh,
Oh no.
did she say anal?
No. She went, I love, and I went, what?
What Jono does
And
better.
she went, this.
Oh, bless her.
And then we had a conversation about it afterwards, and she, and then, yeah. But But yeah, sorry.
So, but anyway, I'm going to get back to the school thing.
Wait, go back to I want to know about what I did.
I'm going to. But I'm saying we jumped from your school thing to then me, and then you jumped onto
sex
girlfriend's bumhole.
I don't really mention that.
I wish I've jumped into it.
Not for the story you told us. Anyway, we'll leave that. And talking about first kiss,
she's like the one person that wants us to succeed.
Yeah, she is.
She's our only subscriber right now.
And talking about first kisses, it's funny, similar story. I had my last kiss at my own wedding. So.
Oh no.
No.
Back to that again.
That wasn't our first kiss.
My last kiss.
Okay.
When we first met, I interviewed you for a job. And I sat down. Funny enough, I did the same thing, which I didn't know. Now I know that you're like awkward in that situation. But I said, "Tell me about yourself," and you said, "So I was born," and then I was like, "You didn't know me. You didn't
in
know
an
me."
interview setting as well. In an interview,
I was in a suit. You was in a suit. You wore a jumper actually. It was a bit unprofessional. You still got the job, so you obviously done well. But the first thing you said to me was, I said, "Tell me about yourself." You went, "Well, I was born and then I grew up." And I was like, "Fine, you took a risk. You took a risk."
What did the other interviewees do? Hit you in the face with a spade?
No.
How did he get the job?
Because there weren't no others.
Oh, okay.
So that's what it's like, we went through the process of interviewing him. Anyway, carry on about your...
about my life. Yeah, so I was in a band. So this is relevant to me setting up all the tech stuff. So I was in this band. Sorry, Kim. Alani's got me gassy. But yeah, so I was in a band. We was called Static Dodgems. It was really edgy because
He was in like a band with Kanye West, sure. Throw that in.
Name drop.
Yeah.
No,
but it's really edgy because of But it's edgy because of obviously I'm not in Coldplay because I'm here. But
no, because otherwise you'd have been in Moon Boot Panda. I don't know what ridiculous name for a band.
Static Dodgems.
Static Dodgems because the Dodgems aren't static. It's
they've had too much time.
Anyway, yeah, no. Well, actually,
a reunion tour with 5 soon.
I wish. But yeah, so we did that, and obviously we would set up and do kind of gigs every now and then. So we would set all that up. So I know like the idea of music, but then I also studied music technology, which is basically all of this.
Right.
That's not to say that I am an expert in this. Like that was very rudimentary.
Speaking of that, do you want me to play something when we had a conversation, the three of us, that was, do we need an intro about the podcast? And just because you said you got a degree, so I think this is the perfect segue. You used the word segue earlier. Do you remember that?
Actually, it's a BTEC, but
call it what you want.
I have been calling it a degree, but now that this is on there, I've downgraded it to a BTEC. But okay,
I still really think
you was really excited about this because what you did actually.
Something I whipped up.
Yeah.
Something I whipped up.
You text and sent this through. You didn't even actually. You just text us and said, "I've made this. This is our intro."
No. You're massively over-egging that.
Right.
I messaged and said, guys, I'm making something. It's just an idea. This is my idea. And I sent you a voice note and said what the idea would be. And you guys didn't take to it. That should have been my first hint to have not fucking done this. But I thought, okay, well, if I make up a rough copy of it...
Can I tell you what else you did?
Me and John were out for a walk with this.
I'll tell you what else
wasn't
happened.
invited. 2.5 friends.
What else happened? You sent the message to say, guys, I've put this together. We didn't respond because... for reasons you'll hear in a second, and then you followed it up with the awkward second message to say any feedback would be appreciated. So then you opened yourself up to the phone call.
We got to the end of our walk, and we was like, we're gonna have to phone him.
Yeah,
we've got to phone him. So anyway, I'll play it so everyone can.
So this was the template intro for this podcast.
You can downgrade it to a template if you want. You know, like
that's fine.
I can't wait to press play. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, just get it done.
You're listening to 2.5 Friends.
Listen, I think it's light-hearted. It's funny. It's got you two laughing in it.
See it to the end.
just to let you know, the laugh that has been edited into that was genuinely from the first time we heard your music. So,
but in like feedback-wise, you did take our feedback on board.
yeah.
And then you went away and you busied yourself away on your laptop or whatever you do.
Yeah, again, I think you're leaving gaps in this. You were making a big song and a dance out of clearing the garage, just like you did in the first episode. Moved out some stuff. Oh, there was a spider in the logs. That's fine.
There was actually 3 mice.
Wow.
Attacked in the
Sorry,
face.
no one told me there was mice.
Yeah, they're not here anymore. They've gone because they attacked my face, so they're gone now.
They've attacked your face.
My eyeballs are my heart. So they're attacked. They're gone now.
But yeah, so you were saying about you were saying about how proud of this you was, and you sent us a photo of the setup, the kind of the initial setup.
Yeah.
And I at the time was playing FIFA. Yeah, and as anyone that's ever played FIFA in their life knows that it's not a game that you can just pause. You're playing people online. So I just wrote "Yes, lad," like in half time.
Yeah.
What happened?
In
then?
hindsight, that was rubbish. If anything, I was offended. I was offended already, and then Jono sent me a really long voice note saying, "Mate,
Oh,
I'm so proud
wait.
of you.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Like, I'm really excited about this." And I was like, Ricky just put "Yes, lad." Yes, lad.
No. But you're saying like "Yes, lad." Like imagine "Yes, lad."
Oh, it's still not good enough.
Yes, lad. Like there's so many ways.
I didn't know about the.
Yeah.
I didn't know about the.
Yes, lad. Yeah.
And I guarantee in the moment he did do that, he was too fucking busy wanking his controller. Like, away.
Okay, that's why you lose at FIFA.
I don't play FIFA because I'm an adult, so.
Oh, okay, no, that's fine. You've got a fucking steering wheel.
You've got half an F1 car in your. I was going to say spare room, but it's now your bedroom.
It's my
Literally, you've got half an F1 car in your bedroom.
But yeah.
safe
So,
space.
but anyway, so you said it was something along the lines of, Ricky, that was really underwhelming. So I said 1 second, mate, and I stopped playing FIFA.
Right.
And I spent the next hour making something else to,
So you
to
did
show
this
you.
in the moment then?
I told you,
this
yeah.
wasn't a plan.
How could I have planned it based on what was in it? Some of that was alluding to the conversations that we had had in that day.
Alright.
There's no way you put time and effort into that first one. Absolutely
No. This is the second one, the one that I
second
did.
one, yeah.
So I made this in about an hour, and this was in response to Dan saying I wasn't enthusiastic enough about the setup about the podcast. And I whipped this up. Untitled Song 2. See, I didn't even take the time to title it, because that's how...
Shit it is.
You loved it. You're like...
Here we go.
Wow, that looks really cool.
Great, that neon sign looks so cool.
Is that a studio space for us?
It is. All of that for us.
Wow, good job.
Wow, really good work, mate. And you must have had a really good work rate. Big DCL on the case. It's only been 2 days and it's cleared the place. That layout is fucking sick. And the lighting's fucking lit. And I don't mean lit as in lit, I mean as in lit. Like the kids say lit as in sick. Lit, yeah. I'm tripping to the fucking gas because it feels like we're on a brand new path. And I know it sounds crazy, but give it 2 years and I know the bills won't faze me. Best friends through thick and thin. Funny enough, this is just the beginning. 2.5 friends.
Make sure you tune in. This is my favourite bit. There you go.
So I hope that never sees the light of day.
You fucking love it. Yeah, hope it never sees the light of day. Plays it on the podcast.
That will
But yeah,
be-
I told you we'd be playing on the podcast.
No, I know,
It's
I
coming
know,
out.
I know.
And also, that is the leading single on Static Dodgem's newly released album.
Getting back together.
wait until you guys. Did I ever show you Liquid Courage?
Is that the one?
Is that another band?
That was when we was at work. We were working together when I did that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the one was like. We'll come back to it. We'll probably play. That's another podcast.
That's another podcast,
That's another
isn't it?
podcast. Yeah. Yeah.
Was that another band you were in, or is that?
No.
something
So
from that
basically,
band?
so it leads me quite well on. So I did music technology. That's how I learned how to set all this up. But I also, a couple of years back, just after COVID, I started YouTube and streaming. So some of the people,
Yeah.
So the YouTube side of this is being uploaded onto my old YouTube account, which was called The Professional Scav when I started it. But yeah, so I did that for a bit, and then I gave it up because of YouTube and social media as a whole was like affecting my mental health.
Yeah, it's hard. Which we'll probably do an episode on, I guess, mental health and that side of.
And I guess the main reason, like in terms of mental health, the main thing main reason I stopped is because I was playing games. That was like the content that I was creating, and I stopped playing games for fun that I enjoyed, and it became what felt like a job, and that took all the fun out of it. And it felt like a commitment that I wasn't ready for, and so I came away from it. But I'm quite glad that those people that liked my personality in those videos, it's the same sort of humour that we have here. So I'm hoping that some of them will stick around and will be fans of the podcast through the YouTube side of things as well. But yeah, so that's why I'm used to being in front of a microphone.
Right.
And that's how I knew how to set everything up, because the software and stuff that we're using here is the same stuff that pretty much I used to use when I used to stream.
Okay.
There we go.
That was boring, wasn't it?
So
Just at
boring.
the end of that got boring. Like, I love the beginning bit and the middle.
So I got by Stephen Mulhern.
No, so you can't put that in. So tell us about. So you was on Stars in Their Eyes.
You can beep good. They'll never know what he did.
Would you?
Oh, but now you've got to beep it again,
I
haven't
just
you?
don't want to keep. I don't know how to do it. So just
Oh,
stop
it's-
saying words that I have to beep.
He can do it. I don't know if he's told you, but he's got a degree in all of this.
Yeah.
BTEC.
Or BTEC.
But yeah, so basically, I never went on Stars in Your Eyes. Basically, what happened is my nan used to take me to Butlins every year with all of my cousins. My nan and my my nan's sister. No, granddad's stayed at
your
home. Great aunt, I think it is.
yeah.
Yeah. So they used to take us to Butlins every year. Absolutely loved it. Down Bognor Regis. So they used to do a thing called like their own version of Stars in Your Eyes, and if you won it, then you'd get the opportunity to audition for the real Stars in Your Eyes.
Right.
At,
Okay.
at Bognor Regis, or your nan and your great aunt just set this up, like in the caravan. Just like
No, it was hosted
made
by
you come out of the
Butlins.
shower.
It's hosted by Butlins.
It was
Not
hosted
just
by
in the
Butlins,
car.
yeah. So the process was...
When you said they, I thought you meant your nan and your great aunt were like.
Listen, they've got a lot of power, but they don't fucking own Stars in Your Eyes. Although my nan might have slept with Matthew Kelly to give me the opportunity. And I bet he looks like a dirty dog, doesn't he?
Matthew Kelly, what a legend.
Yeah.
Tonight, Matthew, I'm going to be riding you.
Oh, God bless you now. She's still alive.
Is she?
So I don't know why I felt the need to...
Yeah, what's that bless you? Oh, me, Dad.
But yeah, because she's done so much for me.
Just in case.
You've also done so much with Matthew Kelly, apparently.
Exactly.
We don't know when this is going to go out, so we'll just leave the RIP in just in case.
Don't know who the next one's going to be.
Yeah. But yeah, so you had to go, you had to audition. I auditioned, I sang Ricky Martin, Live La Vida Loca.
Of course you did.
Yeah, exactly that. And then later on that night, I went back and I performed Live La Vida Loca in front of a sold-out show of 2,500 people, wearing an open-buttoned white
How have I
shirt.
never heard this story before?
Well, you've never listened hard
Because it's
enough.
not interesting.
In an open button
Mate, I
shirt.
literally got by Stephen Mulhern. So obviously,
Drink, man.
yeah, it was all a blur. I performed. I shared a dressing room with Stephen Mulhern because I was the only male act, and he was doing magic shows at the time. He wasn't, well, you know, the lofty heights of
making his finger disappear.
PGT. Just to confirm, Stephen Mulhern only slightly. No, I'm joking. He didn't touch me. Yeah, he didn't touch me, and I was like 9 at the time. But basically, I won that, and I went and auditioned. So the prize was that I got to audition for the main one. So me, my mum, and then she let me bring a friend called Joe. It's kind of irrelevant. So we went, and the audition room was above Madame Tussauds. Again, just context you didn't need. And I went and I sang Busted. Crashed a Wedding. My odds would have been better if I sang Ricky Martin.
Yeah, it would have.
Because of how many members are there in Busted?
5?
3.
3, yeah. 3.
How many of me are there?
1. Why would you choose the song?
Sang all 3 parts, mate.
Why would you do that?
I thought it'd impress them.
It's a risk that
It
didn't
was.
pay off.
I'm glad I crashed the wedding. The wedding.
Why would you do that?
No, well, I was 9, and my mum didn't
Well, yeah,
care.
no guidance.
My mum didn't give a shit apparently, and she listened through the door, knew that it had gone terrible. We went to Madame Tussauds to make me feel better,
She was
and
back-
that was
she was
that was
backstage
that
with
was
Matthew
the that was the ending of it.
And your nan.
Yeah. My nan did all of that for nothing.
Oh, mate.
Well, not for nothing, trust me.
Well, yeah, it's character building.
But out of all the songs in the whole of the world, you did Ricky Martin and Busted. What
Yeah,
was
back
it?
when he was 9, which was what
2006?
Yeah, 30. Yeah, that was in full swing. Living a Vida
Yeah,
Loca.
that'd be big. That'd be big.
Yeah, that was like current. And my name was Ricky.
Oh, brilliant.
What's that got to do with Busted?
Just to let you know, my name's Stephen, but I'm not doing what he did.
So that is yeah. And then basically, so done music for a little bit, went to university, dropped out of
You've got to say
university.
done music for a bit. You sung
Yeah.
Ricky Martin.
No.
The Regis holiday
Was it
camp.
a band?
What I mean is I done work with I done Static Dodgem. So I did work with Static. Not work. It was fucking hell. I'm really egging this up.
You had a failed music career, you failed university.
Mate, I played at Fairfield Halls. Irrelevant. Doesn't matter. No one knows
No
where
one
that
knows
is.
where that is, so don't boast about that.
No,
That's
it's
the
a
same with
big
this-
hall in Maidstone. Anyway, moving on.
It's the same with Static.
Right, so I did that, went to university, studied drama, dropped out of drama, became an estate agent. Then, later on down the line, was interviewed by Dan, and now here we are. I was an estate agent for like 8 odd years, and now I'm not.
Was this how the interview went? And he said I was born, and then he just told this whole entire
It was
story.
similar. It was very, very similar.
So you guys came to me saying, I reckon we could fill a podcast, and I'm stepping up to the plate.
You are stepping up to the plate.
It might not be
Stepping
entertaining.
away from the plate recently, though, mate. Haven't you?
That
That is a great
that
segue.
is a fucking great
That is a
segue.
great segue.
I'm
Yes,
here.
yes, I'm stepping away from the plate. So, but so are you, and we'll come on to you. Maybe we'll come on to
not
you.
So back in
This is
so back in 2023, you decided
No,
to lose weight.
no, it wasn't that. Yeah, okay, I did,
Yeah.
but there was reasons to that. There was two main reasons. Jono being
obese?
one. I was morbidly obese. I was class 3
Yeah.
on the Richter scale.
And then what happened at Christmas? You put it all back on.
No. I actually lost weight this
He
Christmas.
did lose weight at
I
Christmas.
actually lost 2.5 kg.
Yeah, but the joke doesn't work.
No, you're right. Someone did put on over Christmas.
Okay. Everyone does. That's what Christmas is about.
Not me, mate. 2.5 kg down. Anyway, so basically,
I'm
so
brilliant Christmas
the
eating
reason why I
How's your
lost.
salad? How's your Christmas Day salad?
He didn't have Christmas Day salad.
I had Christmas Day macaroni cheese on chips.
Why would you even have that? Why would you have that?
Vicky wasn't there and he was on his own.
Just so you know, we are going to come on to talking about my dead dad.
No.
Just to prepare you for that. But it is funny. I hope. I've over-regged it now. So the reason why I lost weight, that's where we was at.
Yeah.
At the start of the year, so my dad, I don't have to bring it up, but my dad passed away. Before that, we had an estranged relationship and we got back in touch about 4 months before he passed away because he wanted to kind of reconnect. The first time I saw my dad, after not seeing him for, it was close to 10 years. Well, no.
Wow.
It was about 7 years, actually, because I just got with Vicky. And
Not 10 then, is it?
the first time I saw him, he went, "Fucking hell, you're big." hadn't seen him.
I saw you was 9.
No. I wasn't 9, but that was literally the first thing he said. He was laying down in a hospital bed because we was due to meet, but it got cancelled because of weather and stuff. And I got a call from the hospital. So
you can drive.
That was
You can drive.
No, my wipers were fine. But yes, I went and I literally the first time he saw me, he was in a hospital bed, and he said, "Fucking hell, you're big," and that really resonated with me. So at the time, I comfort ate. And it had the opposite effect, and I got larger. And then, so it got to May, and Jono posted a picture on Facebook basically saying that he had joined this thing called Man vs. Fat, and I needed to make change. Vicky had been telling me, like, listen, I think you need to make some changes. Basically, we need a new bed. Because this one can't support you.
And this is made out of breeze blocks.
So started Man vs. Fat, and now, so I was just over 20 stone, and now I'm under 15 stone. So I've lost just over 5 stone. So, so stepping away from the plate.
It's been, to be fair, absolutely incredible achievement. You've thrown yourself into it massively, and you've done really, really well, and made such a difference to your life.
To my life.
And Vicky's life and everybody around you. So you should be really proud, mate. And
You should be really
I
proud.
do tell you that. I do tell you that a lot, and you definitely should be. So
I don't really tell you
done.
that, but I feel like the friendship that we all have isn't.
Yeah, we can't really pay each other compliments.
Like, it's more like like we'll take the piss out of each other,
Yeah.
and that's our way of showing.
Yeah. But I'm just, the main reason for me losing all that weight is so that I can live longer and do this podcast for longer.
You should start eating again then. I'd crack on with the pizza, mate, to be honest.
Yeah, that's why you're feeding us stuff like this.
yeah,
No, it's sugar-free, mate. Sugar-free, mate. Kim K.
there you
Have you
go.
seen Kim K's body? Crack on, mate. If I drink this and look like Kim K, yeah.
I can honestly tell you the only bit of content I've consumed of Kim K was with Ray J. I think that was his name. But yeah, so that's pretty much everything.
That's your whole life.
Well, no, but that's all that's relevant for now, I think. Maybe. Unless what do you guys want to know about me then?
I don't know, like, mate. How did you go on when you worked with Dan? How was Dan's and yours relationship in the office? What was it like? I know you constantly wanted to try and break into our friendship, and we've touched.
Dan
on that
didn't
before.
talk. I didn't really know much about you when we was at work. It was more so when we came out of work.
But you didn't know much about Steve.
Well,
about me, I didn't talk.
No,
about
like
myself.
I didn't realise how close you guys were until we came out of that work environment.
Yeah.
Oh, by that, did you mean you came out and said, should we go for a drink? And he said, I can't, I'm meeting my best friend Steve.
No, but funny conversation just about me starting work and Dan and that whole dynamic. I met up before, because Dan was the assistant manager, I met up with the manager at the time, and one of the questions I said to him was, because I liked a beer after work, I was that sort of person, I said to him, does anyone drink in the office? Is there does anyone go for drinks after work? And they went, no, not at all really. No. And he mentioned, he's like, Dan drinks a lot of tea. I was like, not really relevant, but yeah. So I didn't really have the best first impression of you.
Yeah.
Which is probably what. No, just because it doesn't really drink beer. And at that time, I thought, that just obviously just makes him a bit of a pussy. So
you thought we're not going to get on. You just based it on.
That you wouldn't have that much in common.
Because I had, and the way that he said it, and to be fair, it is true. Like you're not much of a partier.
I'm not a goer out. I'll have a night out and I'll go for it. We'll have a proper night. But
like when we went to the awards, that was a really funny night when we both got paralytic at the awards, the karaoke one. But yeah, so my dynamic with Dan at work was just one of banter. So, like Dan, it went two ways. Either we would have an absolute ball together, or Dan would be really hard on me.
But I told you why though.
Yeah.
Do you remember why?
Yeah, I resented for you at the time on those days because it was like I valued you more as a friend than as a colleague.
Yeah.
So I would be like, just fucking like
I didn't. It's not that. No, I didn't want you as my friend. That's not. But my job wasn't to be friends with you.
Yeah.
You thought your job was there to be friends with everyone.
Yeah.
But my job wasn't to be in there and be friends with everyone.
No.
My job was to be there and to make sure you did what you needed to do.
Yeah.
And to get the best out of you.
Definitely.
And to be a support between.
I think that will come like for when I later on came into work in that environment with you, and I think what you probably had was probably similar to what I had, was a bit of a frustration that we knew there was an amazing estate agent in there. However, there was the ability to switch off.
Oh, yeah. It was
90% of the time.
Lammy, actually, one of the guys that worked with us, who we all know and friends with now, but Lammy used to say that Ricky, on the last 2 days of the month, was the best estate agent. Ricky, the other 28 days, was the worst estate agent. Because of when I needed to, I could switch it on, but most of the time I just couldn't be asked.
Yeah.
And that's why you were so frustrated. That was why he was hard on
it. But there was moments where, and it's when you started taking an interest in things, and there was a tough call to make. That's the stuff you wanted to get into, and you wanted to get into a situation and fix it and get the best out of a situation. But you'd very easily get distracted and just be like,
by you.
I don't want to do it that way. And sometimes you came to me and said, because you take up my time, which is, that's what I was there for. You take up my time, listen, you'd ask me a question, and then you'd go and do it a different way. And then you'd come to me and you say, right, I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't do what you said to do, but I've still got the right outcome. But in those situations, it can very easily turn to, I've massively messed up.
Yeah.
But then I suppose at that point as well, so what was this, when you started to work with Dan, what was it, 6 years ago?
It would have been about 6.5 years ago.
So you were 23, 24?
Yeah.
That sort of age? Hands up, who A, knew what they wanted to do at that age. Hands up, who had the drive and the ambition to do. There's not very many people at the age of 23, 24 that have got their head down and are like, this is exactly what I want to do and I'm passionate about this. It doesn't always work like that, and I think it was. I've seen it with 2 or 3 other people in the time that I've been in doing the job, is that you see people and you think, oh my god, if you just got your head down, and I think it's that saying, isn't it, that hard work will beat talent when talent doesn't work hard. So and that's exactly what it's like.
And what I would say is, when you're in a position where when you're a manager, or like our setup was, you were the manager, I was the number 2 of the office, and it's like and we used to talk about this a lot at work, and from a work point of view, is like we cared about our job, and we cared about the company we worked for, and to us it wasn't just a job, it was a career.
100%.
So
it was a way of life for a long time.
Massively. Massively. And it wasn't just a 9 to 5. You go in, you're in early, you're answering the phone in the evening, you're doing emails at the weekends. It is a full time thing. And then you see someone that, but you can't expect, and this is a lot of the problem we had with other people was you can't expect everyone to have the same commitment and dedication that you do.
Yeah,
but it's like,
exactly.
but you do expect that. You can't expect that, but you want to expect that. It's like, and that's why the frustration would be like, you might just come in and to you it's just a job because and that's fine. You're allowed to just have it as a job.
Yeah.
And maybe that's like a fail on my part and your part was actually, you've just got to let someone be the best they can in that time.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes your problem was
I knew I could do better. I just didn't want to.
You just didn't want to. And it's disappointing to see someone that can be have so much potential, but then just not bother. But then
also, it's not your thing. It's not your thing.
Yeah,
I've also seen people that haven't had as much natural flair as you or natural ability to talk to people the way you do that have gone on to make really good careers for themselves because they just work hard.
Yeah.
And then I've seen other people where I've had to say, I know this isn't for you. I know this isn't what absolutely gets you going every single day. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But go and find it. You're 23, 24, 25. Go and find what does get you up every single day and what does get you excited.
Yeah.
And I think it takes... some people find that at 22, 23. Some people find it at 30, 35. I mean, for this, I mean, you were probably what... Mid-30s?
Mid-30s, before I really sort of jumped in with social media. It was,
for the second time.
For the second... I mean, but I'd been doing it before for a long time, but... always had a full-time job and tried to work it around that, and it was always just for fun. And I think, I mean, this is probably because there's a lot to probably talk about with this and to digest. But like giving up a job to jump into social media is a massive. Like it was massive for me.
And I think that's when we became close.
Yeah.
Because at the time when you was thinking of making the leap was the time that I was just starting to do. And like on YouTube, it wasn't a case of like, I didn't have a couple of 100 subscribers. It was something that I started on a whim. And within a couple of months, I was fortunate enough to have had over 10,000. And I was really excited about it.
Yeah.
And I was talking about quitting my job. And you were like, I don't really know what to do. Like, and that's when we started having those discussions. Like we was always good friends beforehand. We was always on a similar wavelength. We had definitely had the same banter.
Yeah.
But that was when I started to think like some of the conversations that I'm having with this guy, like I genuinely care about what he's doing, and that's how I realised that this sounds like we're in a relationship. But that's when I was like, this is more than just an acquaintance or a colleague for me. This is someone that I generally, and I think when you want someone to succeed without a single ounce of jealousy, is when you know that you actually really care about that person.
Yeah.
It's like,
And I felt that from you. To be fair, I did feel that from both of you. I mean, you've been massively supportive. I mean, Steve of me since day one. Anyway, I think that's not just social media.
This is getting to know Ricky. Just
yeah, but no one really cares. So move on Steve as quick as we can, and then we can just. But yeah, so yeah, it's nice, and I was encouraging you with the social media with your
because I hated estate agency.
Yeah,
I never wanted to do estate agency. In fact, the whole reason why I started estate agency is I left university and got a job in a pub.
Yeah,
and my mum basically said like, you can't work in a pub all my life or your life. She had worked in a pub for the majority of her life.
Right.
Then went out and got a degree. Now she has a really, really, I would say, a job that people hold in high esteem.
Yeah.
So she was like, listen, although hospitality is great, like you're destined for a bit more.
Yeah.
And we had a massive argument, and Escape to the Country was on there. And I said, well, what do you want me to be? An estate agent like them? And she went, yeah, why don't you? So I applied for one estate agent out of spite that same night, had an interview the next day, and spent 8 years doing estate agency. It was never anything that I wanted to ever do.
But you must have. You don't stick at something for 8 years if you didn't enjoy it. Like, I'm
No,
not saying
because
it's
of
your passion. And
because I enjoyed, like I think with anyone that's worked in any sales environment, I enjoyed it when it was good more than I hated it when it was bad.
Yeah.
So it was like when the endorphins that you get when you make a sale, particularly a hard one, is unlike, I think we can all agree that, especially when you're first starting, it feels great. And I felt that I now know I hated estate agency, but at the time, just like we've probably all done, I was like, listen, I'm quite good at this when I want to be, and I can make a career out of this, and I've kind of found myself in it, and just when it's your day to day, there's a certain amount of comfort and security that comes with a job, so you end up just 1 year turns into 2, 2 turns into 3, and all of a sudden you've done it for 8 years, realise you don't like it like I did, and then you need to find a change. And I'm still in that process. Like, I found a new job which I enjoy. It's still sales, but I don't know if I'm going to be in sales for the rest of my life, and I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah, but like this is what Jono said. You don't know. Some people don't find it until they're like much older. Like take Ricky Gervais for instance, as like one of my absolute idols. But you know, he didn't make The Office until I think he was 40. Like he did have more of a background because he was on. Obviously, I think it's the 11 o'clock.
But Alan Rickman didn't get his first acting role until he was in his 40s.
Yeah, this is that's what I mean. So some people don't find it until later.
He's going to be an actor.
Definitely. It's also, I think there's other things that align your thought process. Like I know for me, I was probably similar to you, and I had conversations with my manager at the time who was like, "Look, you're good, but I don't ever see you making a long-term career out of this because." You know, concentrating enough.
When you was 23, when you was younger?
Yeah, no, probably even later than that still. Probably because I didn't get into it until I was sort of 25, 26.
I think,
and I'd done it for 3 or 4 years.
22, yeah.
Yeah, and I'd done it for 3 or 4 years then. And I remember having a conversation with him saying, I was like, look, I want to progress, I want to do this, I want to do that. And he was like, I've got to be honest, I just don't see it. I don't see it. He said, because I don't see you being organised enough. I don't see you being the first one through the door. I don't see you being the last one to leave. So I just don't know if you've got it. And then I think it came from a situation where you're like, do you know what? I've got a partner now. I've got a child.
Yeah.
I need
You're committed.
I've got to. I've got to sort myself out. I've got to make a career of this, because if I don't, I'm starting again with something, and I've got responsibilities now. So I need, and that aligns your thought process to go, right. You need to be focused. You need to make sure that you're not bowling in a minute before the day starts and disrupting the morning meetings and whatever. You've got to get in. You've got to get organised.
Yeah, my first manager in a estate agency mirrors exactly what you like. So we sat down and had a meeting, and he basically said to me, like, he was, we basically had an argument, and he was just like, listen, he was constantly riding me at the time, and now in perspective and being a bit more mature, it was only through him wanting me to do well and knowing that I could do more. So I would hit my targets fairly early on, and he would be like, well, we need more from you. And I'd be like, well, why do you? Because I've hit my target. Yeah. And that used to piss me off. I used to hate him for it. And it's only now looking back that I realise it. But he sat me down in that conversation and basically said, like, I don't think this is for you. I think you need like a 9 to 5. And I don't think, and I wish I took his advice all those years ago, because it would have saved me a lot of time. I wouldn't have met you guys, so obviously I don't wish that part away.
Everything happens for a reason.
No, exactly. But but it's exactly the same, and I think there's a part of me that, unfortunately, like that is still something that I probably still have in me, where I could do more, but I'm still just, and I think, and that's just because I haven't found my niche. Like this might be it.
But you will. Might be it, but you will find it. You will find it. Whether and like I say, I think some people find it at 23, some people find it at 53. But you will find it. I think the key to it is to keep looking for it. And to keep looking for it when you're in a situation where you, like yourself, there's at the moment, I'm not saying you've not got responsibilities, you've got a partner and a house, etc. But you've not got the concern of children and stuff like that. There's all these other bits which then end up clouding your judgment, and then the part of you that has always dreamt of doing something like this, or I don't know, going and working abroad, or owning a bar somewhere, or whatever that might be, then becomes impossible, because then you go, I can't do that. I can't keep playing at that, because I've got to sort of provide for my children. I've got to make sure that they're okay and they've got everything they need.
And just to add even more in the mix on that, when then you do get, and I never thought this would be an issue. And like when you're talking about like mental health, which we probably will get into, like when I was younger, I always just thought, I was the person that was always just like, just fucking man up. But you don't realise it, and I think me and John have spoken about this. You don't realise actually how things affect you until you're in that situation, and you're in a situation where it's like, okay, I've got a mortgage now. Okay, now I've got a bigger mortgage. Yeah. Now I've got a child to feed. And then I've got to juggle a job, and I've got to be like, give that job my everything. And it's like, And I think this last year, especially for me, and I know we're talking about you a little bit, and we'll probably get into it more, but like last year took its toll because like me and Lucy we'd started a business essentially. We'd had to make videos, I had to come up with 2 or 3 new ideas every single week. I had to like pay the mortgage, and like she put all of this trust in me and all this like I don't know what the right word is, but all this belief in me that I can do this social media.
Yeah, that you can champion the family and
yeah. And it's like, and then I had that weight on my shoulders of I need to do this, and then it just like it's a lot on top of being the best dad, being at home all day. So you're at home all day with Harper, and then having this job and having this business and having these bills, and then it's just everything. And it's like, and then people are like, and then you've got this brand deal to do, and then you've got to go to this place, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. And then there's times where it's just you're sitting there doing nothing.
Yeah.
And it's like,
and I think that's probably something that people don't understand. Like people might sit there and think, "Oh, woe is me. You're on social media.
Yeah.
We've seen you being on holiday in Vegas, and we've seen you being on holiday here in Thailand and Jamaica and whatever." But actually, what they don't see is the days where, for me and Ricky, who have got 9 to 5 jobs, we know that what we're going to get paid and when we're going to get paid it.
Yeah.
Whereas you don't have that. So there are moments of yes, there's something has come in, and yes, we're going to go and do this. But also there might be 3, 4, 5 weeks where nothing comes in, and you're thinking, I don't know how on earth we're going to pay the bill next. The bill next.
Or even today, you got a notification from Facebook to say that a video is now like not being demonetized. So it's and
that affects your and that affects your mental, because now it's like that's constantly now on my like why
but for us, that we've got a CEO above us who is making sure that it's their job to make sure that the company's being run effectively so that they can pay us.
Yeah.
With you, like you said, I said, oh, who can you email about that? No one.
It's done.
So that's the thing.
The decision's made. It's like that's it.
Yeah.
That's the equivalent. That's the equivalent of me going in tomorrow and my boss emailing me and saying, just to let you know, we're cutting your wages off now. You're not going to be able to earn any more money this month.
It's not because anything you've done, because like in those videos, in those particular ones, like you said, there isn't really anything that is. It's just been automatically flagged, but there's nothing. It's not a copyright claim, or it's not anything. It's just the system's gone. Well,
the system's just gone. Don't like that video, and then we've just looked again. Just you accidentally clicked on it on my laptop actually, and it's just come up. Another 3 videos have been flagged. It's like it's like a constant thing, and in you know, little kind of I don't know when you're I don't know, because actually even. I try and take all that. I try and deal with all of that.
Yeah.
And I try to deal with all of that on my own. And then that's had an effect on how I am. And then you've got to go out and be funny and make a funny video. And Lucy's very much like, and not to bring like Lucy into it, but because it's, you know, we're always making content together. It's like she's very like free and just let's just film it and let's just and we've made a video with you actually in it, and that was probably like I had a line that I wanted to say. And I was like, no, right, you've got to say this. And she was just like, oh, like, and I was like, and I was getting stressed out in the moment because I put all that emphasis on that one line. And it's like, it's not just, I've not just thought of that line. I've sat up, like I've written a video. I've like thought about what I'm going to say. I've thought about what I'm going to do. And then
if you don't say how it's meant to be said in the time it's meant to be said, it doesn't work.
Exactly. And it's like, it just all of that, and that's just 1% of
definitely
stuff. But I think we will go. You know, it's now too late for the podcast to get into. But I think there's a lot to get into with that.
Yeah. So obviously that will, like you said, we'll probably pick up on that because I think there's quite a lot to delve into there. But I thought since this episode's about me and we are getting quite far into the podcast, I thought that I would wrap up with a little game that I don't have a name for. What I'll do is basically I have to choose a burger, chips and a side from a fast food establishment. It needs to be quick fast food, so you can't choose Five Guys. But this is a way that people can get a bit of an understanding.
Don't want to say the Five Guys.
No, because they're really good. They're too good for this comparison. So we're talking like
you're just
fast food,
talking about
fast food joints.
options.
Yeah. So No. You can get Buki with like Taco Bell or something like that. Has to be fast food.
Okay, so you,
All
okay.
right,
So Taco
have
Bell,
Five Guys. Have Five Guys. All right, just have Five
can't
Guys.
throw Taco Bell,
Okay,
it's not.
no. You can because of one's fast food, one's not. But anyway, right. So you have to choose a burger. For me, I would choose a Big Tasty. I think it's an OG burger.
I wish you just said Five Guys.
No.
been amazing.
No. I'd say please, sir, in Broadstairs.
Right, okay,
anyway,
right,
but anyway.
I've not had one of them, but
It's really, really good.
They look amazing.
So, but anyway, this is about me, not you. So, I would have a Big Tasty with bacon is my go-to burger.
Right.
I think the best chips is Burger King. And if I had to choose, that's fine.
They're wrong.
You're entitled to your opinion.
Thanks.
This is about me.
Yeah.
And then my chips. Oh, I've just said my chips. My side is barbecue, like Kentucky barbecue chicken bites from KFC. You know the ones with the
Yeah,
sauce
I
in.
know.
Oh, mate.
I think that's my side of choice.
Okay.
Good side.
And that is episode 2.
That's how you want to end.
Yep.
Say bye to everyone.
Goodbye, everyone. Thank
Episode
you for
2.
listening to.
Should we-
What is it all about, Ricky?
Wrap up with your
Probably
rap.
episode 2. Stephen Mulhern. Give me.
Don't.
Can it be the short one?
Wow, that looks really cool. That neon Sonic so cool.
Didn't even know his own words.
Studio space for us.
Here we go.
For us.
Wow.
Oh God, that's fantastic. Wow, really good job, mate.
And you must have had a really good one.
They cleared the place,
That layout was fucking sick, and the lighting's fucking lit.
and I don't mean lit as in lit. I mean as in lit as sick. Oh fuck. Oh, what a blast! We hope.
No, okay, we're not doing anything to do. The blast bit is not going to make it.
I hope you enjoyed the episode.
We hope you enjoyed this week's episode. It's 1 second ago.
I hope you enjoyed this week's episode.
You do, or we do? Do we all hope that they did, or did just you hope?
We hope that you enjoyed this week's episode.
If you did enjoy it, please give it a like, a share, a follow, anything. Tell your nan.
Or your dad.
So, probably not you though, Ricky. Just because he's dead. But thanks for watching.